Oh, it's exciting to be back gigging, isn't it? Corona's gone on, isn't it? Remember Tiger King? I feel like I came out in 1993, do you? I swear I've got that on VHS at my mum's. Schofield came out as gay. I forgot, did you? He's going to have to do it again. I don't think other people know. I think it's gone. The mask. You've all got masks on. I've been wearing my mask, going to the shop and stuff. Anyone sneezed in the mask yet?
Oh, yeah.
Humiliating, isn't it? You don't know what to do. You go to get your hand out, your mask's already there. There's no point. You can't sneeze into a mask with a hand in front of the mask. It's disgusting. It's like you've meshed yourself. Oh, God. That'll be just there now while I do my weekly shop. Literally just transporting potential corona around the aisles. I've been judging the hand sanitizer. Don't know what else. There's a couple of types there with a hand sanitizer. The stinger. You had the stinger. You don't know you've got a little cut in your hand, do you, until you have the stinger. Oh, my God, it's like washing it in acid. You've got no chance. The lubey one. You've had the lubey one. The lubey hand sanitizer never goes, does it? Never goes. Wandering around the shop like you're looking for a bargain. What are you interested in, sir? Nothing, just trying to get this dry. Lou, we're going to have to go home, I can't get it off. So it's great when you're touring, doing comedy. I went to random places around the UK. The places I've been to do gigs, I swear the promoter makes them up. I've done gigs in Colville, Much Wenlock, Buff Wells. Places I've never heard of before or since. But I've been... I did a gig in a place called Ufcombe. Anyone? No. Devon, apparently. I got the train to Barnstaple, right? I went to the cab driver. I went, hello, mate, I need to go to Ufcombe. He went, never heard of it. I went, well, we're fucked. If you don't know, who does? 50-minute drive from Barnstaple, OK? For the first 5 minutes, there were houses, then just fields, right? Just fields, of, not even any animals in it. They'd left as well. Nothing. No one. Didn't see an house for 40 minutes, turned a corner, it was a theatre. It was full, God knows how, there was no one around it. So they come out the woods, shuffled down trees like the end of fucking Bigfoot. I mean, what a place name, Ufcombe. Ufcombe sounds like what a northerner says when they prematurely ejaculate. Oh, no. Ufcombe. You've been lovely. Thank you so much, Anthony. Be lucky. Be right back at the right.
It's so nice to be out, isn't it? I mean, parenting has been hard. Like Laura was saying, parenting in lockdown. We had good days and bad days, you know. A bad day was when my son had an allergic reaction to a bath bomb because he drank it. I said to him, why did you do that? Why did you do that? He said, it was so blue and sparkly, Mummy. I wanted it on the inside. And you can't argue with that, can you? That's quite... we've all been there with drinks. And I told my mum about it, and she went, what do you let him do that for? I was like, people say stupid things to parents, don't they? Like, what do you mean, what did I let him do that? I didn't give him a curly-whirly straw, did I? I didn't send him to Lush with a knife and fork. I tell you the worst one people say to parents that winds me up is, where do you think they get that from? I tell you who says that, my mum. My mum says, where do you think they get that from? I'm like, where do you think I get this from? My daughter's 13, so my son's 10, my daughter's 13. So she quite liked lockdown, I think, in some way, because she's got all the tech. She had a phone, and she loves her phone, because kids, we love our phones, but kids love their phones, don't they? It's like living with Gollum. She's like, oh, my precious phone, my precious. And at the beginning of lockdown, I had rules about screen time, and that all went to shit. Now they eat their breakfast with VR goggles, gaffer tape to their face. Lockdown was hard on different age groups. I'm 46, so it didn't hit me that badly. I quite enjoyed aspects of it, because I was looking for excuses to go out less anyway. But I think for younger people, it must have been a lot harder, because obviously they want to go out. I remember that. I remember being young, and you want to go out all the time. I remember if I saw a gap in my diary, I'd be like, oh, plug that or the voices will come. So don't want to take any chances. And a lot of the reason you want to go out when you're young, if I remember rightly, is because you want to get off with people, innit? You want to go out and get off with people. That's the point of going out. I remember when I was young, I'd go to any old shit do if I thought I could get off with someone. People would invite you to something, you'd be like, well, who's going to be there? Is there anyone there I can get off with? Well, go on then. I'll come to your nan's funeral. Go on then. Thank you so much. My name's Kerry.
Hello, everyone! It's just lovely. It's lovely to be out, isn't it? And I've never been this excited about an outing since I was at school, and we used to have the school trips. Oh, I got so excited when we used to go to Lullingstone Roman Villa. And we'd have to go. You basically have to go. They'd send home a letter to your family. They'd say, dear parent / guardian. I don't know why the newspaper had to be involved. Do you give permission? And your parent / guardian would have to go, yes, I give permission. And they'd also say, bring suitable clothing. Bring suitable clothing. Well, I didn't know what to wear to a Roman villa. I turned up wearing a toga. And then when you get to the school on the day and you're not in your normal class, you're siphoned off into groups. Was it like this at your school? I don't care. But when you get there, no, you were siphoned off into groups. Are you smiling? I don't know. I don't know. You're sort of agitated. Don't pull your mask down. Don't pull your mask down. Don't pull it down. You won't feel the benefit. And it would be quite exciting until they told you you had to hold a clipboard and go round with a worksheet. You have to go round and you have to ask questions like, what was the name of the lady of the house? And I remember thinking, I don't give a shit. I'm 7 years old. And then after lunch, you do a mosaic workshop. Oh, one of those, yeah, sure. Like we're on some sort of hen party in Hackney. Basically, we were just being trained to be tilers. And if we were just grateful to be at Lullingstone Roman Villa, because the cheapo school trip was that we'd go to the local high street and we'd have to put on high-vis vests like we were builders. Everything was just driving us towards the construction industry. And we'd stand in the high street asking questionnaires. I mean, we'd go up to random people walking along the high street and go, oh, hello, madam, how many bedrooms do you have in your house? These people being like, piss off, you nosy little prick. I mean, most of your childhood you're told, don't speak to strangers unless you've got a clipboard in your hand. I mean, all the time I just kept thinking, how is this going to be helpful in later life? How will this ever be useful? But then, of course, during the lockdown, one of the few things we can do is go on day trips, and we get to go to places like National Trust properties. Have you been to a National Trust property, anybody? Yeah. Oh, it's great. Don't go to an English heritage, though. Don't you dare go to an English heritage with a National Trust badge. They will tell you to get the fuck out of their gravel driveway. Going to a National Trust home basically involves just walking around a massive house that you cannot afford. It's like a right move search that's got out of control. Rich people who own it, they say, you can walk around our house and you can think about what it would be like to live here, but you can't go into the house. We'll put up ropes everywhere. You can walk up to the rope like you're in a nightclub. Terrible nightclub with tapestries. And you think, this is nice. You think, oh, well, you know, I don't know what's going to be next. Maybe I'll just volunteer at this National Trust home, and suddenly you're there wearing a tabard, standing at the doorway going, did you have a nice time at Scotney Castle? And you realise all those questionnaires at school were all leading up to this very point. All paid off. Yeah. Anyway, I have had a lovely time. Thank you.
I don't want to share a bathroom with a man. And I don't want to share a bathroom with a trans person. And I don't want to share a bathroom with a cisgendered woman either. I don't want to share a bathroom with anybody. You were scared for a minute. And until last year, I lived in a flat with one toilet. And that is how I knew that I was in no position to take on a full-time husband. Recently, I moved into a house with separate bathrooms. Bam, married 3 months later. I've seen this man's perineum. I have never laid eyes on his toilet. And that is the key to our success as a couple. Try it. We had a civil ceremony in a courthouse. I didn't have a wedding. I didn't invite anyone. I didn't ask for any gifts because I'm a fucking adult. How much time and money does our society waste on the frivolity of marriage? The hen do, the flowers. This is a tough nut to swallow, but listen to me. Nobody cares more about your wedding than you do. So sign the papers and grow up, Susan. British women in white dresses. As if. I do love my husband, Bobby K. I love him more intensely than I ever imagined would be possible. When I bumped into him, he was divorced. In terms of available men at our age, ladies, there are two choices: divorced men and killers. And there's a Venn diagram overlap. Divorced men are excellent because divorce humbles them. Those men have experienced the roller coaster of being confidently in love, to sharing a bathroom, to splitting their assets and standing in the ashes of that relationship with nothing left but golf clubs and a car loan. And those men are ready. I've never been divorced. Sure, I've made some mistakes, but none serious enough to involve a legal team. He has, though. Being married has taught me that if there's one thing more fun than feminism, it's the exploitation of misogyny, y'all. It's so much fun. So as a single woman, tradesmen, water companies, IT consultants, they would ask to speak to my husband. And I'd have to prove to them that I wasn't an idiot and I could handle the call. Now, anyone who needs anything can speak to my husband because I don't know shit. Only my husband can read the electricity meter. I don't know. Only my husband knows how the computer works. Only my husband can pay your invoice. I don't know a fucking thing. I'm just his stupid little wife. La la, bring me wine. That's my life now. Only my husband can speak to my mother. Click, it's relaxing.
I hate my partner at this point of lockdown, so I've been watching a lot of porn. Now, people say that porn gives you unrealistic expectations. I've a solution for that. Watch Scottish porn. Scottish porn is gritty realism. Scottish porn is the most depressing porn I've ever seen. I've watched every Scottish porno on the internet. Some of the clips, you're like, how can I even tell these people are Scottish? There's not much dialogue. Let me tell you, I knew. With a depressing inevitability, I knew my own people, because it's just pale, hairy white bellies smashing against each other like water balloons filled with yogurt. Every few seconds, a little voice off camera goes, oh, aye. Or memorably, tug on my pubes, Rona! But I meet a lot of young people at my shows now who see sexuality as a spectrum, and it's very progressive, and I think it's great. And I says to my little boyfriend, now people view it this way, could you be anywhere else on the scale of sexuality? He answered really earnestly. He was like, I've thought about it, but I honestly don't think I would like to suck a dick. I was like, baby, no one likes to suck a dick. It's really just a polite thing to do. See how she's clapping? Men in the audience, do you notice how more women laughed at that? She clapped because her jaw's too sore to laugh. I've been going to the gym a lot since they reopened, and I'm knackered, man, and it's hard to motivate myself to go. But anytime I feel too tired to go, this is what I do, right? This is my motivational advice. I think to myself, hey, Fern, you think you're tired now, but think how tired you'd be if you had a baby! Then I go back to sleep. I realised there's no bad situation in my life that cannot be improved by me imagining I have a baby. Then I go back to not having a baby. Try it. worse if you don't have a baby. If you do have a baby, you got to take care of it. So I'd always hated babies. Had very clear feelings on that. And then overnight last year, babies everywhere started to look cracking to me. And I was like, I want a baby. Intellectually, I don't want a baby. I'd like to keep my lovely money to myself. But my body is at that sexy age where it's trying to trick me, and it makes me think things like, but Fern, if you had a baby, it would be like a friend that could never leave. I mean, what is that? Can you imagine being so lonely you have to shag your pals into existence? When I think about it, that's all a family is. Run out of pals to do stuff with. Don't worry, make new ones out your hole. I've been Fern Brady. You've been lovely. Good night.
Oh my God, I haven't been out for so long. I needed that to hear the music. So it's so good to see human beings again. Look at that. That is a metaphor for British comedy right there. That's the spirit of COVID, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. On the floor, Britain will bounce back. There's a metaphor for Boris. We don't care. We can cope in Britain. You can't even stick a fucking lighting strip to a wall, Boris. I think we should leave it there. Fuck it. Do you know what phrase pisses me off? I hope I don't hear it for much longer. New normal. Do one, yeah? The new normal can fuck off. Yeah? It's a new normal, get used to it. It's not the new, it's the normal whilst this pesky virus is going around. Then we'll go back to what we all thought. No, it's going to be like this forever. Will it fuck? The first weekend after the virus has gone, saying, Booker on my chest, light it, piss the flames out. Touch my face, Kerry. Legend. Have you noticed the people who seem to enjoy the idea it might be the new normal? Those bellends, it's the new normal. Get you, my Uncle Darren, get used to it. It's the new normal, happy about it. Staying in, no friends. That was you before, Uncle Darren, you miserable twat. That's why he's happy about it. New normal, no... You were knocking one out into a biryani carton after your wife left you anyway. Nothing's changed for you. It's the new normal. Get used to it, I'm knocking one out. You could be sat there and vaguely know these people next to you. You can't hug them tonight. That's not normal. I want to be able to go, mate, what's the time? Touch someone on the shoulder without him knocking me out and spraying me with disinfectant. We've got a shoulder toucher. Take him to the cells. I don't want that to be normal. Single people, what are you going to do? What's going to happen to single lads when they're out on the pool? The poor bar, you should have seen this dirty bastard tonight. You should have seen Gary. What did he do? Some bird. He'd been talking to her, 10 minutes tops, took her back to his, shook her hand. I'm not even joking. You did not, dirty fucker. I did. Shook this girl's hand, palm-to-palm contact on the first night. Dirty cow. Right? What, did you use a glove? No, I went bareback. No glove. Screw the new normal. It was really funny at the beginning, like we all felt sorry. Poor single people, imagine being locked down alone, Jonathan, imagine that. It must be so lonely. And then about 2 months in, you're like, imagine being locked down on your own, wouldn't it be fucking great? Anyway, for everyone portraying their perfect lives when they were locked in their houses, screw you. 100% of us do not have perfect lives. Look at my abs, they're glistening while my daughter does her yoga and French verbs. Right? I'm eating Monster Munch and crying at the top of the stairs at 7:30, trying to wait for the house to be empty so I can have my third masturbation of the day. Please look at my baby. What are you doing putting your kids online? Please look at my baby. My baby's being born. Crowning, profile pic. What are you doing? If you're a nutritionist or an exercise professional or you're a DJ, you put your shit online. We come to you for your expertise. We want to see what you do. I put stand-up online. If you're not, and you've got a perfect body, we don't want to see it. Newsflash, keep you... And I said this, I was on some radio thing, and I got a complaint. Why so cynical? Why so cynical from one of the Russells, not clear which one? Why so cynical? When I put my perfect life onto the internet, I'm putting a bit of happiness in the world. And during COVID-19, it's been important that people look at me and see my kids dancing and they get a bit of happiness and feel better. Really? Can we find one person in this room who was uplifted by someone having a better frickin' time than them while we were locked in our houses not doing sit-ups? Not one. It doesn't make sense. If I broke both my legs on a skiing holiday and I was sat in a wheelchair in the pub, would you come over to me and start tap dancing? I just want you to know how good it's going to be. This is how good your legs might be. I'm just trying to uplift you by tap dancing around your shattered femur. Do you feel better? Not really. Uppercut. Thank you.